Yeah, our fans love the new record. As soon as we hit the road, I was really curious to see how people were going to react to it when they heard all the songs live. But everyone has been really positive about it, and there's always a certain vocal minority, on the internet or whatever, that's going to be unhappy with any kind of change you might incur. But those same people would be hating the record that. If we would have made the record that they say that they wanted to hear, they'd be talking shit on that too. So you can't really please everyone all the time. You just have to be true to yourself and make the record that you want to hear, which is something that we've always taken pride in doing. Yeah, actually, whenever we recorded Warp Riders, it was the first time that we used so many synthesizers on a record that we felt that we had to incorporate them into our live show. And Brian, our bass player, got a Taurus, like a Moog synthesizer kind of bass organ that he plays with his feet. And ever since we started playing that live, we've just kind of been adding a little bit more synthesizers every time. It feels like a natural progression to me, but I could see how some people would be a little taken aback by it. But I love keyboards. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Yeah, the new material, from a live perspective, really has affected our old material because we play in a different tuning now. And we used to tune to C standard, but we found that after doing 4 records in that tuning, it was a little stifling, so we decided to tune to E flat instead. And we liked how it sounded so much that we started playing the old songs in E flat too. And it keeps things fresh for us. I think it sounds better, and hardly anyone can really tell. I mean, you can tell if you listen to it back to back with the records, but I mean, we've been doing this so long that it felt good to shake things up a little bit. There were many guitar players that inspired me to play guitar. When I was growing up, guys like Dimebag Darrell, being from Texas, he was a huge influence on me in the way I play. I always liked his picking style and the way that he recorded, because anytime Pantera did a guitar solo, there was no rhythm guitar backing it. It was just Rex and Dime playing together like that, and I always really appreciated that. The older I get, I do find different styles of playing really interesting, and there are a bunch of players that keep me interested in the guitar, like a guy like Steve Lukather, is a really famous guitar player for the band Toto, and he's just a phenomenal guitar player. Watching that guy play live is really incredible. There's also a guy, his name's Red Volkert, and he used to be Merle Haggard's guitar player for about 20 years in the 80s and 90s, and he is just a phenomenal guitar player. He's like kind of got the chicken picking country style, plays a telly, and he's got hands that are like, I mean, his fingers are twice as fat and half as long as mine. And I don't know how he plays guitar like that, but he is a wizard. He really is. Currently on the road in the States, anyway, I own a Varellin Skyhammer, and that's kind of my main amp that I use. I use the dirty channel, and I just barely overdrive it a little bit for my clean tone, and then I use a bunch of distortion pedals and things like that for my overdrive. One thing that I really love using that a lot of people don't realize is that I have a wah that our bass player custom built for me, and it goes higher than any other wah and lower than any other wah at the same time. So it's like it's almost like whipping the signal whenever you play it. It's not just like a wah wah wah. It's like right. It's, I don't know. It's something that I've kind of started to rely on a little bit more and more every time I approach writing a solo or something.